My friends, or Divi Nation, as I believe they call it, if you are using the Divi theme and you are slightly confused, or you've been like kind of trying to figure out what the deal is with the Gutenberg editor and using the Divi, the front-end builder, the back-end builder, or inserting the Divi layout themes within the Gutenberg editor, this video is probably for you. I'm about to show you what I've been learning over the last like 2 to 3 hours of research and playing around and figuring out some stuff, and I'm coming to the light with some stuff. I have some things that I'm learning right now. So sit back, relax, watch this intro, drop a comment down below, let me know what you're having problems with. We can do this together. Let's go. First of all, a few things just to talk through that I didn't know. Let me just talk these through with you. So, yes, I knew there were 2 different editors, as in the Divi built on the front end of the website and or build on the back end of the website. You can build both on the back end of the website with a Divi, which I did not know, with that wireframe, which every time I see it, I'm like, what the heck is this? If you use Divi, so don't watch this video if you've never used Divi before. But if you use Divi, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I did not know what the wireframe was. I did basically what I've been doing, and I have built about half a dozen websites. I am not a completely technical dude. I develop what I consider to be decent websites. Let's see. mobilerundown.com, gulfcoastbizcon.com, and the one I'll be talking about with you today, brooksconkle.com, just to give you some ideas. So, just so you know, like I'm not bogus. Like I can kind of do some stuff. Like, okay, cool, there's a website, not bad. Gulf Coast BizCon, here we go. Podcast resources start here. We have podcasts, some stuff here. You know, whatever. Okay, pop up, cool. So, and then here's brooksconkle, what we're going to be talking about. Here's the thing. I did not know that, or what I've been trying to figure out is, okay, like I've had pages like disappear, right? I thought that you could switch kind of back and forth between editors. Like I thought like, oh, let me switch back to the regular editor. Okay, let me switch to the Divi editor. You know, and I would have content like go missing. I'd have to go back to the previous revision of the item. And I don't know if this is a newer issue or if this has always happened, but this is happening to me, and I'm clearly it's not. Look, the buck stops here. It's always my fault. You know, I'm learning. I'm trying to figure out like, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? But I just didn't know that you couldn't switch between the two, and now I'm coming to that realization. Oh, like you either build with Divi, the front end builder, or you use the back end editor. Now, to complicate matters, WordPress had the classic editor, and also has the newest editor with WordPress like 5.0 or whatever is the Gutenberg. It's like a block editor. It's actually kind of similar to Divi, as in like drag and drop, put in blocks, and that's what we're going to look at and kind of talk about. Now, here's the thing, to complicate matters more, I think the reason why this is complicated is because, or it can be at first, is because it's new, and Divi is adjusting to these new WordPress features, trying to integrate in. And so when people are, like me, are used to doing things in a certain way, and then that way either goes away or it changes, hey, we don't like change, right? People just don't like change. We don't want to change. We want to do things the way that we've been doing them, right? So I'm okay with change, especially if there's good things ahead and good ways to do things. So I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've been learning. Let me just kind of walk through this with you. So, okay, a few things. One, I did not know that in the theme options of Divi that you could turn on and off the ability for the builder. So you can say, hey, post, I don't even want the Divi builder to be enabled. So I don't even want the ability. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, maybe you want to create a site-wide template for your post type. And if you use the Divi builder, in essence, and this is a new like aha light bulb moment for me, if you use the Divi builder every time you build a post, you're in essence developing your own individual post. Yes, you can save modules, you know, global items and sections, and put those into your post. But it's still like an individualized, personalized post. Okay, so what I am doing for right now is disabling the Divi builder on posts. The reason I'm going to do that is another thing that I'm going to be talking about is bringing post in from Google Docs and then trying to add some modules to that. Okay. There was something else that I wanted to show you. Was it here? No. Was it navigation? No. Advanced. Okay. This was it. The advanced under the builder. If you want the classic editor, so by default it's disabled, but people are saying, I want my classic editor back. I don't want to change. I don't want to move forward. You can go here and you can enable it here if you so choose to do so. Okay, so that was something important that I wanted to share with you. Now comes the tricky and the fun part. So if you are like me, you potentially already have modules and sections that you save in the global library. So I say, hey, I want to bring in a section here. Let me do this. I want to add it from my library. And these are global, meaning anytime I add it, and if I make a change to it, it changes site-wide. That is awesome. So here's what I've discovered. This works only on the front-end builder. If you're not using the front-end builder, you can't exactly use this method of creating, which is okay. But let's keep going a little bit. But what you can do is create a page layout. So where do I even begin? So here, I've done one here, for example. And why this is spinning and saying this, honestly, I don't know the answer, and I can't say I'm super worried about it. If you're a Divi person and you're watching this, please let me know. I'm happy to add information to this post or whatnot. So here's a sample post that I'm building with the Gutenberg editor on the back end of WordPress. So admittedly, I like it. I mean, it's very easy to do like heading tags and stuff like that. It's just new, and new scares us, right? So, but you can go and you can click this add a block. Oh wait, most use, so that's going to kind of throw you off. Okay, cool. So most use at the top. That's actually pretty smart. So common blocks. So okay, cool. I want to pop in an image. I want to pop in a quote. I want to pop in a video, a file. And then there's like popular ones. And so there's a good bit of stuff in here. So it's probably pretty darn cool, and it's straight from WordPress. I am just not used to it. I've been building on the Divi front end, and I add modules and do that, right? So I am just now going to get in here and learn this. But, okay, so here it is. Let me preview this post, and you're just going to see that it's just a basic post, as you would expect, right? So, okay, cool. We just saw this on the back end, no problem. It's a basic post. I have a sidebar, okay, because that was in the back. Okay, cool, no problem. Now, so what I want to do is add a block. I want to add a Divi layout. So if you click Divi layout, you're going to load from the library, or you can build a new one, right? So if I want to load from the library, here's the thing. A layout is not a module. A layout, I guess, is kind of like the entire page layout. So you have existing pages, layout, so you can copy, right? So you can say, okay, you're literally like kind of copying the entire page layout into that, save layouts. I had never made saved layouts. I'm sure you may be watching this and going, dude, hello, that's all I do. I just make, I don't know. I've just been making modules, making them global and copying modules onto new pages, creating a new page, maybe duplicating one and then just making changes and saving. That's just kind of how I've been building my websites. But so I just created this layout here. What I did was I created it in a fashion that is kind of like I'll show you what the goal is here. So what the goal is, so let me get this article, how to make money on TikTok. So so you have an article. Okay, this one I don't have the layout at the bottom. Hold on, let's see. I believe I have it maybe on this one. There's a new article. So what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm gonna get to this in a second, the templated stuff, if that helps you too, like the misformat of the post. Okay, just for example, you have the stuff at the bottom. What was happening to me before was when I was importing this blog post actually using a plugin, because we were creating the blog post in Google Docs. This is a separate problem, but what was happening was I was doing that, then I was activating the Divi builder so that I could add modules, add my modules at the bottom, like these globalized modules, like email forms, like email opt-in pages and that kind of thing, right? So I couldn't add that in on the back end. Well, I didn't know how. I haven't looked at that to now, but so I was like, well, I know how to add modules. But when I did that, I was creating this crazy, like, the text and the formatting was all getting out of whack. So that's what's actually struck me to look all into this and saying, okay, like, what's a different way? How do I do this? Whatever. So what I have done is I just made a layout. Now I'm gonna show you a few things, because the layout, it looks like is not global, but what I've done is made a layout. Here's the sample layout that I've made, and I've actually doubled it up because all right, I think what would be best is, let me just start from scratch. I'll make a page layout so we can just kind of really do this together and figure this out, right? Okay, so all right, load from library. Let's not load from library. So this is basically you creating let's start from scratch. Let me create a page. This is basically if you were to create a page from scratch, right? Just a page, and then start laying it out how you want. Put the modules what you want. Let's leave that. Let me take this off. Let me delete this. Delete this section, delete this whole section, delete this. No, keep that. Okay, so let's say this, for example, is what I want at the bottom of every blog post. So let's just say that this is what I want. This is the info that I want. So I create a page, I put this on there. Now I want to save. Now I want to not delete. I want to save it. How do I do that? Alright, you're learning live with me here. How did I do this just a second ago? Clear layout. Nope. Not gonna load it. Editing history. Maybe because I had already saved one. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna pause the video, figure this out, and I'm gonna come right back. Alright, not sure exactly what happened. What I'm gonna do is go to Divi. Let me go to my Divi library. Let's see if we can just start from scratch and just build a template here. So this is the one that I was just kind of working with, right? So yeah, you can't even like preview it because it's a layout. It's not a whatever. So okay, let's add a new layout. Now it's got to be a layout. You have to call it a layout. If it's not a layout, it's not going to show up in the Divi backend while I'm calling it. So let's see. So sample for YouTube. I don't know why lowercase that. Okay, cool. All right, so let's create this layout that we're gonna sample for YouTube. Let's build this thing on the front end. Hopefully it lets me do that, because otherwise I don't know. Yep. Okay. So for this layout, I'm just gonna build it from scratch because I know. All right. I don't know how to use that wireframe editor. So that was the wireframe editor. I'm sure people are like thinking like, what? This guy's crazy. He didn't know how to do that. The only thing I know how to do is click go to the front end and add the modules. It's just it's part of what I love about Divi is because of this front end editor. That's what I fell in love with Divi for in the first place. So, all right. So let's say below every blog post, I'm gonna want a related post section. Very important. Which you guys just kind of saw that I had that. I want to add. Okay, I want them to be able to check out podcast, the blog, which they're already on the blog, but that's okay. It'll be another button, resources, my story, and then I want them to also be able to join our tribe, sign up form. This is code down here, so that's why you can't see it. Okay, so now we can save this because we just created created the library, right? So the sample. So we save it, which I think I'd already done that, but no bigs, no bigs. All right, cool. Let's go back to this guy. Remember this guy, the sample post that we had going on here? Let's see if we can now load that Divi module into the backend Gutenberg editor. Man, so complicated. But it's really not once I guess you get going. So this is just kind of like a nice mix of the two. This is my rendition of how this works. And so I didn't mean to call it complicated. Love you, Divi. Like, definitely love you. Have lifetime access to you. Lifetime. I switched all my websites to you, Divi. So if you see this while we're talking. Okay. So that's most used. Common blocks. Side note, highly recommend Divi. If for some reason you're watching this video and you're not a Divi user, I don't know how you got on this video, but find the link below. It's an affiliate link. Go check out the Divi theme. Highly recommended. These guys are at the forefront of this new blazing battle here. Okay, so how do I find... So I need to find, okay, Divi layout, sorry, is what I click. I'm going to load from the library. Let's see if it's in here. This one that I just made. Please be in there. Oh! Okay, so this is the only thing that's going to, from my understanding, this is the only thing that would pull over into this. Not your save modules, global modules, doesn't matter, whatever. Only your layouts. And I'm about to add something in a second when you see this. But, so the bummer thing is that you cannot go back to that layout and add things to it and then come back and expect those to be in this previous post. So it's kind of like, from my understanding, that once you insert it here, it's kind of like a fixed item. It cannot be adjusted. Is that the right word? I guess the question would be like, well, how in the world do you edit it if it can't be adjusted? I don't know the answer there. So like, that's something that actually I'm gonna have to get Divi's help with here, right? So let's save this draft. Let's go ahead and preview this bad boy. Well, let's preview this bad boy. So it should have that whole bottom section that we saved there. Boom, boom, boom. And it does. So my question is, okay, how do I go back and edit this? If I go back in the future and say remove these items, but it doesn't change on this. And the reason why I know that is because let's we're gonna go here. We're gonna add an additional. Okay, that was that. What do you call it? The sign up form at the bottom. Let's go back and add one more. Let's see. Okay, these aren't good buttons, so this is a perfect example. Let's connect. Okay, now we're adding let's connect to it. So that was my layout, right? So yeah. Okay, so we're saving the layout with the let's connect buttons at the bottom. So now my question is does this... Earlier I just clicked just click preview and it did not work. So my question is, does it add that to the bottom? Please tell me it does. Please tell me it does. Please tell me it does. So no, I don't see the let's connect. So so my question is, how do you go and edit this once it is, say, let's publish it. Can I make it private? No, let's make it private. Private. Okay. Is that live or is it private? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I thought it was private. Maybe not. Okay, so yeah, it's private. Cool. Sample post. So now, but you see there, you see my predicament here. Let's say I want to add something to this, but I want to do it across the site. But see, I didn't build this with the Divi front end builder. So yeah, I'm glad that it's here. I'm pumped up for that. Don't get me wrong. Pretty excited. And it looks like my layout's good up here. So I'm able to get the layout right with the Gutenberg. But yeah, but what if I want to change these? What if I want these to be dynamic and the information changes or whatever? What if I want to adjust one of these images and I want it to change across all global where I have these items, right? So it looks like, from my understanding, I cannot do that. So what I also don't understand, so talking through the other thing, is I turned off the opportunity to, let's see, where's that in here? Theme options. Yeah, I turned off the opportunity to build with both. Let me turn that back on. Enable Divi Builder. So let me see what happens. What happens if I enable the Divi Builder on that post? This is where brooksconkle, me, has gotten totally confused in the past and like accidentally deleted some of my products and my properties and those kind of things, right? So, all right. So what happens if I enable the Divi Builder? Can I now enable it? What happens when I do that? I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer, but let's do it. Okay, so it's turned this into a block, totally cool. This is now these items where I can go back and change, totally cool and comfortable. That's good, that's good, that's good. So maybe, but I think it's only going to change, like it wouldn't change across all of them unless I use the Divi Builder on all posts, right? So it wouldn't go and change that information across. Okay, so let's exit the Visual Builder. So what happens when I want to edit the post? So am I able to use both? This is the part that I don't understand. So, okay, here we go. So, okay, well, I've built the layout with Divi because it looks like I've enabled the Divi Builder. If I click Return to Default Editor, I believe it's going to remove all of the adjustments and changes, and I don't understand why or how that works. Nope, it did not, but I've had that happen before, and I don't know why. Okay, so right now I have switched, it looks like, back to the Gutenberg editor, so that's cool that it didn't remove this information. That's awesome. Let me again preview this. There's a lot of moving parts here, and I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Okay. Okay, so just know that as far as I know, to recap, if you build the theme layout within Divi, super cool, which will allow you to pull that into the Gutenberg editor as a block. Boom, it'll just lay out all the information. If you go back and edit that layout in Divi, those changes will not automatically change inside of the Gutenberg block. I would think what you would have to do would be to delete the block and then go back and add the new updated block is what I think you'd have to do. But I feel good just talking through this. Hopefully you've gotten some value out of this too, as I'm literally learning this with you. I think, it's not super, it hasn't been going on super long. I think it's like, it's these changes happen and then people haven't had to adjust, and then now they're like, wait a minute, okay, I keep seeing this, it hasn't gone away. Now there's more integrations, I'm seeing more videos, I'm seeing more updates. Like, what's the deal? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Yeah, so because I'm looking to pull in blog posts from Google Docs, this is what's kind of caused this, right? So instead of having to write it in Divi, I'm looking to build it in the Gutenberg editor and kind of bring some of those features in. So yeah, kind of exciting times. I'm just trying to figure it out and just play it all out. So, but hopefully this brings you value. Again, drop the comments below. Let me know kind of what your additional issues are. How are you liking the Gutenberg editor? Are you using Gutenberg? Are you using Divi? Again, if you haven't used it at all, I have no idea why you're watching this entire video, but I appreciate you hanging out with us. And yeah, I'll put up some more videos hopefully that'll add value here at the end. Think about subscribing. I'd love to connect with you, man. There's nothing more I love than connecting with other entrepreneurs that are building out there, hustling, building websites and running businesses. So let's connect and get out there and destroy the box. Talk to you soon.